start the competition. The second round is 5 minutes.
Race 3 of the IBSF four-man Bobsleigh World Cup. We're in Lillehammer in Norway, the 94 Olympic track, and it is a double four-man weekend. Lots and lots of four-banger action. We're heading into the second and deciding heat of the first race of the weekend. Top 20 will go in reverse order, so 20 sleds from a dozen nations from our 26 starters in the first heat. And it'll be up to them to decide who ends up with the medals. Now, the chances are there might be a German or two on the podium, because in third place, Adam Amor, brother Issam, Joshua Tasha. But look at this. Adam, the driver, only just getting in by turn one. Despite that, a rocking start and a good drive down as well. He didn't let that start affect his drive, but be interesting to see what he's got in the second heat. Now, Amor lies 1200ths off the lead, but it might be a two-horse race, just 400ths apart. Johannes Lochner, two-time winner last season on this track, he's in second position, and his arch rival, his nemesis, if you like, the winner of the first World Cup back here when we returned in 2024 after a hiatus of some 14-odd years, Francesco Friedrich. Friedrich, I think we are living through the final months of the greatest career of all bobsleigh history. So let's just savour it while we can, because I think both he and Lochner will be gone after the games. But that's February. This is December, so let's take a look at our leaderboard. 1800s cover the top four, 2300s not out of the medals. We're about 3/10 back. That's the first of our dead heats. We got another dead heat behind, one for 13th, and so we got 3 ties down the field. And what happened to the Latvians? 19th and 20th, not great. I'm Martin Haven, delighted to be joined again by Adele Nichol of Great Britain, who was in the monobob race this morning. And the track held up well, but air temperature +3 degrees. It's damp, it's moist air. Ice is -2. We might see it slowing down. It's going to be a little hard to tell until we get into our final few sleds and see really the fastest drivers.
Yeah, we'll have to see now how the track is holding up for this second run, and we will find out very shortly. Starting with the 2 Latvian sleds. So actually the junior Latvian is sitting ahead at the moment, just.
Yeah, that's a real feather in his cap, Reynolds Grantian. So he came out a long way further down the order as well than his teammates. So, in theory, with not such great ice as Jacob's calendar. Calendar will be the first off, so the 20 sleds go in reverse order of their first heat performance. Last to fast, total elapsed time for both runs decides your final position. So if you had a good first run or a bad one, you better have a better second run. Nobody likes going backwards in heat 2. Or you could do what Adele did, which is absolutely drive the socks off the sled in Heat 2 and come out with the third fastest run of the heat.
Makes you question what I was doing in the first one.
Well, you know, that's for you to know and me not to mention. OK, so here we go. Heat 2, race 3 of the IBSF four-man Bobsleigh World Cup in Lillehammer. Jakobskalender with Laris Kaufmans, Arnes Bebris and Mats Mikts behind him. This is the Latvian #1. They started really well. 4.96, 7th best getaway. That was the best bit of their run.
OK, they're down 4.96. Match their start.
Match the start. So what happens in the early corners? Was he skidding? Does he skid this time? No. And he's got the benefit of the freshest ice. It's all been spritzed and polished.
That's really nice into 5 there. And a really nice entrance into 6, so if he can have a good labyrinth.
Well, we need to judge the speed by everybody else. The problem with the first sled down is you never quite know what everybody else has got. 125 is decent.
Yeah, that top part of the track looked really good, Martin.
Yeah, little uncomfortable exit from 13, not least for the brakemen. 132.9.
Ooh,
okay.
looks good there.
82 miles an hour. I think that might be part of the issue. I think we had quite a lot higher speeds. 50.25. Well, that's a much better run. Nearly
So
3/10 quicker.
Yeah, big improvement on his first run.
But it would have only left him in 12th place, 50.25. That's better than 20th, but it's not a top 6 run. So they'll be home in Latvia next week, and the rest of us with them. He'll be hoping for a little bit more from the double two-man weekend there.
Yeah, and he went off 16th in the first run, so it does make you question, you know, was it that he didn't have great ice on the first run as well? But he got a good run there and he got fresh ice, so good job.
Yeah. Yeah, he went off 16th, but the guy, his teammate who beat him, went off 23rd, so he had even less better ice. Not bad. Still, I think he'll probably be very critical about the video. And the question now is, you're going to go back and do the same thing in the same sled tomorrow on probably slightly different ice conditions. So you're going to have to try and figure that out as well.
Yeah, it's good for them to get a run out in the four-man today ahead of tomorrow.
Renos Grantins is the younger of the two Latvians then, 21 years of age. And another young crew behind him, 4.97 getaway, so they're right with their teammates at the start, and 300s quicker than their first start.
It's always nice to go faster on your second starts.
Well, of course, they know that Calendar is behind them and clearly thinks he's going to overhaul. So Grantins is going, you really aren't. So they got a 200 advantage at the start, out to 400s, better speed. Only just 300s in it.
It's really difficult as well, you know, when you have these like breaks between the runs to make sure that you're doing the right amount of warm-up, but not too much to put down a consistent start.
Well, this is a good-looking drive for the youngster as well. Top speed is much better.
Wow, good.
83.5, a full mile an hour faster across the line than Jakobskalender. And that's the first time he'll have beaten his teammate this season. So, all right, you know, they're 19th and 20th or somewhere down towards the tail end of the field. But still, your teammate, the other driver, has got much more experience, and you finished ahead of him in both runs.
He might jump some spots with that time, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great run.
Over 4/10 quicker.
Very impressive.
Yeah. So 50.09 would have been 9th in the first heat, not 19th. And again, better ice by 21 sleds, fresher, but still.
Oh, good job, boys.
Yeah, really good stuff. Now, Jeff Gabwa, for a moment or two, he was the first man out for a moment or two. In fact, for quite a long while in the heat, we wondered whether he would get a second heat. He does. Hakeem Abdul-Sabur, the veteran on the back of the sled, and then newcomers this year, Ryan Rager and Bryce Cheek, make up the quartet.
Let's go USA, first of 3 sleds in this race.
Hakeem almost with a wider smile than his shoulders, and that's some doing.
He's actually one of 2 in this top 20.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So when they turn this sled over, it says Spirit of Rochester underneath. 5:05 getaway, 5:05 in the first heat. So they've got the power, they've got the speed, but the Latvians both started around a tenth quicker. But that was the case in the first heat as well. So Adele, Jeff was doing something right with the drive, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you'd expect it from the Americans. You know, they've got a great coaching team and so many athletes to work together. I think that's difficult sometimes for the smaller nations. They don't have as many people to bounce off of, to talk about ideas. So, yeah, Team USA are doing a great job.
Well, the Latvians aren't short of coaching or knowledge here, but Gabwa is. This is his first ever race on the track. So he's been here for training this week, and that's your lot. And slips behind, 50.66, so not quite as tidy as his first run. I think he was trying to let the sled have it free rein as much as he could, but again, whether you're trying to restrain it or trying to let it fly, you've still got to time those steers well.
His first time racing on this track, he got 2 runs. I think he can go away from today and just learn from it and have a good week in Skeleton next week.
Yeah. Apart from keeping fit, I think the hardest thing in this sport is the consistency.
Oh, massively so. And that's the aim of the game. We can't win on 1 run. And big championships, it's 4 runs.
Yeah. And you get so little track time. So little time, you know, 6 minutes a weekend, 8 minutes a weekend, and you're done for a year. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
I know, when someone says, I've been driving a year, I'm like, no, you've been driving for
12 hours.
Yeah, a few hours.
Exactly. Marcus Treichel with Sasha Stepan, Daniel Berchler, and Leo Sares on the crew. Treichel had a really strong start. 4.96, that's another good one. They were 7th quickest away in the first heat. Came down 17th at the bottom. So what went wrong? Let's see if he can free it up a little. He's a good driver. He's always had this reputation of out-driving the starts. Now the starts are right there, and he's been capable of handling that speed. He's not got much in the bank, has he? Down to 300s, down to 200s. Second best speed. Is it enough? Not enough. Drops behind. Well, you predicted that Renos Grantonsen and the crew might move up a few spots, and they have already. They've picked off 2.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal run, and we're seeing that now.
So 50.31, only 500s quicker than his first heat. So he won't be happy, I think, with either of those. The start is where they need it to be. Maybe just allowing the sled to be a bit too free.
Yeah, you know, I can't comment too closely on the 4-man because obviously I don't know how they handle, but it worked in the mono this morning for some of the girls, but this 4-man looks like it's very difficult to keep straight. Yeah.
And it, you know, that's actually still a similarity with the mono, is that if you run fat runners on the back of a 4-man, if it breaks away, it stays broken away.
Yeah.
The swivel point is in front of the driver's feet, basically, and the rest of it is just weight waving around. It's a massive pendulum. Next up for Switzerland, Timo Rohner started 23rd fastest, came down in 16th, so sort of the opposite of Treichel and the Latvians. Outdrove his start. Greg Jones back in the sled. First time we've seen him push in a World Cup for a while. He's at 2 ahead of Tim Annan and Mathieu Herbsberger. Greg Jones, the most experienced brakeman in this team, but also now starting to become an experienced driver. And the Swiss need that as much as anything else. 5.12, a whisker slower than their first start.
It's gone the wrong way, but which is typical of Timo to drive it back. So let's see if we can do that now.
Nice and quiet through the first few corners. That 6-7 combination, and that from 9 to 10 as well, causing a few problems. Exeter 10, lots of sleds flopping off. Skidding as well. Again, he's having trouble putting the nose where he wants because he's having to drive around the tail.
He's not bleeding too much time, and you know what? To keep that gap there,
yeah,
he's done a good job. He's done a good job with what he was given there at the start. And like we said earlier, these guys are great athletes, and I think that can't be mistaken. You can't look at them and think, oh, you know, that they're not good push athletes. They are good athletes, but they need to figure it out.
Yep. I don't want to be dropping time at the start. And again, if you watch the back end of the sled, is it following the front? The tail is wagging the dog a little too much. There, a lot too much. Sled's turning hard right, going into a tight left-hand corner.
That seems to be the typical line of the four-man.
Yeah.
So I think anybody that isn't doing that is doing great.
Well, the progression has been to fatter and fatter runners for less and less friction and more speed. But the problem is you lose control. And if you're skidding, then you're just slowing the sled down. All right, 5 down, and it is still Reynolds Grantins who leads. So does he get a top 15 finish? Well, let's wait and see what the French have got to produce. Roman Heinrich with Léonard Lefebvre, Antoine Rieu, and Dorian Hauteville. Back from retirement. Roman Heinrich
fight off the Latvian sled.
Well, they had a decent start, 5 dead, so 15th best start. Drove down into 15th place. He's actually got 2200s in hand. 499, so they up the pace a little, take a 100th out of their first start. Nice smooth lines. A little bit of history in this sled. This is Justin Cripp's Olympic podium finishing four-man sled.
So we know the equipment is good.
We know the driver is good as well. And look at the speeds. He's pulling away. Tidies it up nicely out of 13. Not too much control, just enough. Down to 1500s, should be a 10th at the line. It's not quite, it's 600s at the line, but he takes the lead. So guarantees himself a top 15 finish. So Reynolds Grantin so far 20th and 21st this year, the young Latvian. So he didn't make the cut in Innsbruck, did make the cut in Cortina. So that is for him a personal best.
Really good job there by Heinrich. I think he just shows that he's so experienced, and with that sled as well, he's doing very well.
Yeah. If you look inside, just below the D rings, it's still got little Team Cripp stickery. So I'm leaving the history in the sled.
Yeah, it's part of it.
Absolutely is. Absolutely is. So Roman Heinrich is our race leader as we get to the first of our dead heats in the top 20. Dave Wesselink of the Netherlands and Sun Kai-chi of China. Sun set the time, Wesselink tied it, so Wesselink goes first, with Janko and Jelen Frantic and new boy Timmy Costa on the back handles.
Let's go, boys.
497 first heat, 495.
Good, that's the right way.
It's been a long while since you've had a Dutch sled starting top 6 fastest, and this is a really good place to be for the Dutch programme.
They're absolute units, though, aren't they? You know, you walk past them, they just tower over you. Well, not you, actually. You're quite tall.
Yeah. No, they're still tall. They're average for Dutch guys. They're 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". Nice looking run so far from Dave Wesselink.
Of course, they've got coaching from Evo, so they're in good hands there.
Was 1400s down to 1200s. Are we in single digits? We are. The speed's not quite what we saw from the Latvians or the French.
Come on, Dave.
Does he hang on? He does. All right, 50.20. Again, a whisker quicker than his first heat. And I bet if you overlaid the videos, they'd be totally different, wouldn't they?
Yeah, it's so interesting. You know, we have data where we can see graphs from training in the official training days, and you can see the differences in the lines that people are taking.
Yeah. And then you watch the race video and you go, ooh, how did they get away with that? Or why does that work? I'm sure we're going to see a lot of that in Cortina. People looking at all the race lines and going, okay, how come he still had speed,
yeah,
8 corners later? How does... Yeah.
And then sometimes you'll see, I lost speed at this corner, yes, but it might have been a mistake from way back up.
Yeah, exactly right. It's just where you hit the timing beam that shows you what the deficit has become. Well, there is Dave. Jelen Jancic, Janko, Francic, too many chiches in there. So they were tied exactly to the 100th of a second with Sun Kai-chi, Sun with Shang Jin, Shi Yaolong and An Tai behind him. Again, not the most experienced drivers on this track, the Chinese.
So they are going to need to start the same, if not better, to
Yep.
give themselves a good chance here.
Well, they had a rocking start, didn't they? 5th fastest, 4.93 seconds. He's done all 3 World Cup races here, Sun, and he was 10th, 12th and 11th, so he's batting a little under par at the moment. Mixing my metaphors. 5:01, okay, so they dropped nearly a 10th. That's not good, especially since the Dutch started 4.95.
They've given the advantage straight away to the Dutch team.
The Dutch got faster and the Chinese got slower. 1400s back.
They've now dropped behind Rutman as well.
Yep, and Reynolds Grantins is only 1200s back at the line. Marcus tried to put his 2/10s back at the line. Why are we telling you this? Because they might be further than 2/10s back. They're already 2/10s back. Only 7th best speed.
Oh no, they've dropped to 4th.
Yep. Next sled, Timo Rona, 2700s back. They're not going to beat him. They might drop to 6 behind Jekob's Calendar, 7th behind Calendar. At the line,
Oh, no.
6th place.
Oh, this is the thing when you've got such a tight race. It's drama.
It is. It is.
I'm sat here with my hands on my head.
Yeah, so Sun slips 5 spots to 6th position. So at the moment, that is not looking like a 13th place finish, more like an 18th place finish. Oh, and there where you've got the gap in the wall to take sleds out, he actually caught the ice sticking out as well. Can you imagine what that does when you're doing 75 miles an hour?
Talk about speed bump.
I bet that loosened a few fillings. Goodness. Yep. One that should have remained on a training day and unfortunately surfaced in the race.
Right, let's go. We've got Team Austin, only 200ths of an advantage, but let's see what they can do at the start.
Taylor Austin, Shaq Murray Lawrence, Mike Evelyn and Johan Estrick Parkinson. So this team, I mean, far too many syllables in all of the names apart from Taylor Austin. He's the only one that fits on any spreadsheets.
Well, these are fantastic athletes, so they're going to give him the best start they can, and Taylor's got good driving hands.
Imagine trying to write their names down the side of the sled. You'd only get them on a 4-man. Have to go round the back and up the other side. 5 dead starts, so a whisker slower than their first heat, and that was the 200s advantage they had over the Dutch.
The Dutch may claim another spot here, but let's see if Taylor can get any speed back.
A 10th back at the moment, but only the 7th best speed. Needs to be very smooth from here on down.
Oh, he's closed the gap really slightly.
Yep, 2nd best speed though. Vesselink was not the fastest sled. Roman Heinrich was, 600s.
It's going to be close.
I don't think he's got enough speed. It's going to be tight, but not enough.
400.
Yeah.
Good job.
Lyndon Rush, and on the right there, Justin Cripps, the man who drove the sled that Roman Heinrich now has 2 Olympic medals, or an Olympic medal in Beijing.
I think that's
bronze.
a good bounce back from last week for them, though.
Yep, 100%.
And they get to go again tomorrow, so they can go home tonight, do some video analysis, hopefully get some good rest and come out with some big pushes tomorrow.
And look, they're second at the moment with 11 to go, but in the next half dozen sleds, there is not more than a couple of hundreds or 300s between any of them, and we've got dead heat, so it's entirely possible they might creep up the order as well.
Exactly.
Even though they disappear from the leader's box, as you did, you're still so close to the leader that if one sled doesn't beat them, they tend to fall several places.
So, you know, they are hanging on to their spot at the moment, but it could climb throughout the rest of this race now.
Yep. There's so much snakes and ladders goes on in these races.
So we are now on the USA sled, which is actually our best USA sled at the moment in this race. So let's see what Chris can do.
And on to our next dead heat. So Chris Horn was tied for 10th with Jakob Mandelbauer of Austria.
Now we've said Chris is a fantastic push athlete. Actually, one of the best in the world.
Yep, well, two-time world push champion. Turned up, did the push champs, walked away with $20,000, went on holiday. Carsten Vissering is the veteran behind him. New boys, Hunter Powell and Caleb Furnell. They started 493 in the first heat. They get a 496 in the second. It looked a little squirrely through turn 1. Just a little bump there into 4 as well.
Only 200s up on Dave. So like you said, Taylor's only sitting 400s behind Dave. So Chris needs to hold on to everything.
Well, top 3 are covered by 600s. 1200s back is the top 4. Oh, big skid. He was closing them down, and that gap opens up.
Oh, come on, Chris.
He's going to lose a couple of spots. I think he's going to drop behind Roman Heinrich. Might drop behind Renos Grantins as well. We haven't spoken about Grantins for a while. He's in 4th. Yeah, he's dropping behind Marcus Treichel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, those boys are having a great time.
And those boys
are boys not having a great time.
No. Again, you know, it is so tight. You know, we've gone from one dead heat with a sled in between to another dead heat, and the gap that covered the 5 sleds was 800ths of a second.
And yeah, like you just said, let's mention Grantins right now, because he is still up there. What a fantastic second run that was from him.
4th place with 10 to go, and Reynolds Grantins has had a 20th and a 21st this year. He's now going to have no worse than a 14th, and in the next half dozen sleds, there's no guarantee they're all going to hold on to their position. And Chris Horn, same as Jeff Garbois, new to the track. And again, same as with somebody else we just saw, that wallops that little sidewall there. So Dave Vesseling leads from Taylor Austin, Roman Heinrich, Renos Grantins, Marcus Treichel, and Chris Horn, the top 6. 10 down, 10 to go.
In the bobsleigh track, it really is like a jigsaw. You know, all the pieces add up together, and the one exit of one corner really affects the entrance of the next. So
when you're racing cars, often you get a corner and then a straight and then another corner. Here you get corner, 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 oh, straight, corner, 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 corner. Nothing happens in isolation, does it?
No, it's a flow, it's a rhythm, and it is really difficult if you make a mistake somewhere to try and get it back on the line that you want to get it on.
Well, they're hating their time in the leader's box, aren't they?
No, enjoy it, you know.
Yeah,
I always think you never know what's going to happen. You never know when you're next going to be there, so make the most of it.
Little view into the changing room. You can see the British guys in their blue jackets just staying warm, with the Canadians next up and the Austrians right in the doorway there. They're waiting to go out on the ice. You know when you're due to start, and so you back time, warming up, staying warm, getting focused, calming down, amping up, so that you're prepared to go out onto the ice a minute before your sled is due to leave.
Timing is crucial here, because you don't want to be hanging out outside in the freezing cold. Your body temperature's just cooling down, and that's not good for your push.
Yeah, so straight out of the warm. They haven't even bothered with outdoor clothes. They've gone straight out in the Lycra. Lycra's very protective against the warm, against the cold, isn't it? Yeah.
How often do you wear Lycra?
Exactly. So, I mean, basically, you know, it's a glorified swimsuit. So, yes, it's not made for keeping you warm. It's made for being as light as humanly possible.
Yeah, I mean, and as monobob girls know
decent.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, and not, I mean, normally you see everybody go out with warm-up jackets on, but the changing rooms, as you saw, are right beside the start area here. So, actually,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure why they've not got any clothes on right now, but they obviously feel ready to go.
Race 3 of the IBSF Four-Man Bobsleigh World Cup. We're in Lillehammer in Norway. Martin Haven, Adele Nicol watching the top 10 sleds now, with Jakob Mandelbauer tied for 10th with Christopher Horn of the USA. Dave Vesseling of the Netherlands is our current leader. Let's see what the Austrians have got. They started 5:02 in the first heat. If they can creep below 5, that would be a great getaway. 5:08, they lose a little more speed at the start. That is going to leave them vulnerable to the Dutch, who started over a 10th quicker. Well, down through 2, 3, 4, and into corner 5 and 6, the sled rattling away.
Oh, it's just so close here. It can go one way or the other, and it's not looking good right now.
Mandelbauer, still a relative rookie, very new to the scene, only his 10th World Cup. Raced here in Europe Cup, hasn't been in a World Cup race on this track though. He's had one previous week on the track and lacking in experience.
One more.
Okay.
They want one more.
50.60. Wolfgang Stamfer on the left of the shot there, the coach. Well, at least Mandelbauer was ahead of his teammate Marcus Streichel in the first heat. Okay, dropped behind him in the second heat, but he had a good first run. Mandelbauer was the second sled on ice, so he had good conditions, made the best of them. Trying to do the same here, but just a little late.
And when you are learning, it is all about having those glimpses of performances, because it's not going to be good every single time when you're learning. So he should definitely take away some positives from that first run and work on getting consistent with it.
And the good news is, like in the World Championships or the Olympics, you come back tomorrow with the same sled and do the same thing on the same track. So that really, that's more than double. That's like quadrupling your knowledge, because you haven't half forgotten what you learned last year.
Yeah, and the confidence then going into tomorrow from that first run should be up there for them.
Right, so Pat Norton of Canada now. 20th at the start, 9th at the bottom. That was a really great drive from Pat Norton. And his advantage over the Dutch is nearly 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, so Pat was another person that had great ice in the first run. He was off after Mandelbauer, so hopefully Pat can lay down another good run.
Well, his only races here were the World Cup last year. 14th in race 1, 13th in week 2. There wasn't a double four-man weekend. We had 2 weeks of racing here at the end of the season. 4th on the splits, but only 1100s back.
It's very close. Come on, Pat. He's brought it back up to 3rd now.
4th best speed.
That was all right. Okay.
400s back.
Oh,
best
come on,
speed
Pat.
of all.
Yes, let's go.
This could be very close. He's in the green in the final corner. Nicks it away on the home straight.
Oh, that looks like it meant a lot to them. I wonder if it was they needed that for something else.
Now, there's because speed skating is the national winter sport in the Netherlands, everything is judged by that. And it used to be 3 top 8 finishes in the World Cup. Now, at the moment, the Dutch are 2nd with 7 sleds to go.
You can just see how much it means to everybody. You know, both teams there, such high emotions. The Dutch were absolutely gutted to have not picked up one more place, but Pat looks absolutely thrilled with that. So you know that means more than just this race. That means more for the bigger picture for them.
Best ever result in a World Cup race for Pat Norton, 6th place in Innsbruck a couple of years back, and this is a 2nd best run and comfortably better than last year.
Yeah, let's go again. Right, come on then, boys.
Right, I said 7 sleds left. What I meant was 8, obviously, because we had a tie for 7th, Brad Hall and Kim Jin-soo of Korea.
Hard not to be biased, but obviously I want to see these boys coming out on top.
Right, so you got Brad Hall, Old Man, apparently, Ben Simons, Leon Greenwood and Greg Cackett. He's going to murder you for you.
No,
do know that.
I think he's great.
Ben Simons returns to World Cup racing over 1,400 days since his last outing in 2021. 5:01 is the getaway.
The boys probably won't be happy with that push, but I know that Brad is a fantastic driver, and he shows us time and time again why he is one of the best pilots in the world. So, come on, Brad.
All right, so his advantage, just 300s over Pat Norton. They added another 300s at the start. 11th best speed, 900s up. He's holding that. He needs clean lines to stay in front. Still 900s up. Now the speed is being rewarded. 4th best speed. Can he find something? Norton was very quick, flying at the bottom. Gaps come down to 600s. This could be from one dead heat to another. 300s up.
Oh my God, I literally couldn't even speak then. I was watching that with my hand on my head. Well done, boys.
Watching from behind the sofa like it's an episode of Doctor Who.
Oh, that's so tense.
All right, their time on this heat was exactly the same as Pat Norton's, 50.31. So those 300s that they had in hand from the first heat That's the difference.
I don't think I get that nervous for my own races.
That's because you're busy.
Yeah, I know.
Now you know.
Think about.
Now you know what the brake women feel like when they're watching, and the coaches.
Oh, okay, good. At least they held their spot there.
Yeah. Well, tied for 7th. Not a bad exit out of 13. Just came a little right into 14, but that's not the worst thing that can happen to you.
The boys will want to get recovered now, have a good feed, and get ready for tomorrow and come back even better.
Well, there'll be a couple of changes as well in the sled, I'm sure, as there will be for most cycling athletes through. So what about Kim Jin-soo? 4th fastest start, 7th at the finish line. Kim Sun-wook, Che Byung-do, and Lee Gon-yu. And as I said in the first heat, Che, his last World Cup was also Koenigsegg, January 2021. I think that was the same race. No, Ben Simon's last was in Altenburg in December 21, so more recently. So the man at 3 coming back after almost 1,500 days away. 493.
Okay, so it's pretty consistent. To only drop 100 is still pretty good.
All right, now it's about the drive.
Nice exit of 4.
50.31 finish time for Pat Norton. 50.31 finish time for Brad Hall. Can he go quicker? 7th best speed.
Oh, big skid into 10 there. Very flat line around 10. You see when he skidded then into 10, he's controlled it a lot then through that corner.
Oh, and another one. The speed's going away. The gap will be down into single digits.
I mean, I don't know what he did there, but that was a fantastic line out of 13. And
does he have the speed at the bottom?
Oh,
No!
my goodness!
The third 50.31 run in a row.
Wow.
They were tied after the first heat. They remain tied.
How? 3 sleds with the same downtime is crazy.
Now, that does mean that the Dutch will get, at worst, a top 10 finish. Will they get a top 8? Kim can't believe it. Tied and still tied?
100th is all they would have needed to go ahead.
Well,
we can't even comprehend how small that is in like actual physical sense.
And there's no room in a 4-man for the driver to duck his head under the cowl and save that 100th at the line.
No, usually the number 2 guy is like pressing the pilot's head forwards.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's bent double in the front, in the back of the sled. Oh, so tight, so tight. Identical time for the last 3 sleds down.
You could see he had a good advantage halfway down and then he just lost it.
Yep, it got away from him. Now, Mickey Vogt for Switzerland. What can he produce here? 5th, 3rd and 5th in his 3 previous outings. He is in 6th position, 5th, 0.02 of a second quicker. 5:01 start. That's only the 17th quickest getaway. If their boys can give him another 100, it could make the difference. 4.99, they give him 2.
4.99 and a very smooth load.
Nice through 1 and 2, into corner 3.
Really nice entrance there into 4, good into 5.
And this is the key, not to give it away in the slow corners before corner 6. And then to try and let the sled have its head, not to fight it too much.
It's a pretty solid labyrinth. Little skid there before 10, but
is he overdriving to keep it tight? He's building the advantage over Brad Hall and Kim Jin-soo. He's aiming for the medals.
come on, Mickey.
Oh, but the speed's going away at the bottom. Across the line, just 500s up. And actually not as quick as the last 3 sleds. We've had 3 50.31s. That was a 50.33. Talking at the end of the mono race, Bree Walker saying how rough the ice had become at the end of the second heat. Now, it's had a big spritz between then and the first heat and between the first heat and the second heat. But are those final corners, with these sleds touching on 85 miles an hour, are they starting to degrade?
So many variables in our sport.
Well, tracks evolve in all sports, and definitely in the winter. Sometimes they get faster, sometimes they get slower.
And you know, the runner prep is so important for how the runners hold up as well, because between run one and run 2, you can't re-polish your runners.
All right, Mickey Vogt, the leader, with 5 to go. His previous best on this track is bronze. His previous worst is 5th. And here's his teammate, Cedric Follador. Cedi, 4th start draw, 18th push, so a 5:02 to 5:01 of Mickey Vogt, and came down just 200s faster. Talk about a battle within a team. This is not about the medals yet. This is about beating your teammate. 5:04. They give away 500s to their sister sled.
And you can see what that does. They're immediately dropping positions before they've got to corner 4. Yeah. Nice entrance into corner 5, though.
Top 4 sleds are covered by 800ths of a second, the blink of a human eye, which means you're either going to be 1st or 5th.
If Cedric comes down below Brad, that will mean we have 2 people on the podium, right?
Yeah.
2 teams on place 6.
Yes, on the wider podium. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. 5th best speed, though. Can he bring it back? 3rd on the splits. A 10th back.
I don't know if he's going to have time to do this.
Not enough ice left, is there? He doesn't. Ooh. Oh, but he does slot in front of Pat Norton by 100th of a second.
Just.
Talk about a tight race. So Cedric Follador slips down the order. He's 4th with 4 to go. That is a top 8 finish. And, oh, well, his 3 results here previously have been 9th, 9th, and 9th. So that is a personal best.
So just 200ths behind both Kim and Hall there.
Yep. And 100th ahead of Norton. So the top 5 now are covered by 800ths of a second. So it's a real precipice. If you don't beat the leader, then you are in danger of free falling off the edge. Well, there is Cedi.
So that does mean that Kim and Hall have been bumped up to top 6 and will be sharing that 6th place at the moment.
At worst, 4 to go. Patrick Baumgartner, Eric Fantazzini, Robert Mazzea, and the veteran Lorenzo Bellotti.
This is a team that we have seen in the past do really, really well. So they've definitely got the potential to hold on to their spot and get some medals on their nets.
Lorenzo Bellotti on the brakes, a 2-time Olympian, as is Patrick Baumgartner, Youth Olympics and Senior Olympics. And they will go to a home games 5:01. They started 4:98 in the first heat. These 100s make a difference in positions, even from the start. 300s up as they sat down. They're in the red already as they get to corner 5. Out of 6, how far back is he going to be? Only the 11th best speed.
Oh, and it's brought it back.
He has.
It's a dead heat at the minute. Oh, he's back into 2nd.
Well, this is how close it is. 100th of a second in it, but the speed doesn't look great. Now, can he hold it at the bottom?
Oh no, that skid. Oh, he's 100th ahead. Is he going to have that speed after that little skid?
Big skid down to 14. Has he got the lead? Oh, what? All right, whatever they chose for runners, it was looser than a loose thing, but it flew.
Wow.
Should not have survived that skid from 13 down to 14, but they lead with 3 to go.
Great work. Well done.
So Baumgartner's been 5th, 6th, and 8th here, and that is a personal best, guaranteed at least 4th. And he did let it fly.
Wouldn't it be nice to see a little bit of the different colours on the podium? Let's see what's going to happen. Do you think he's going to climb?
He's had 4-man medals. He's had a silver and a bronze before in the 4-man. Like Marcus Treichel, last year was really the breakout season. He doesn't know which way to read it, but look at the smile on his face. So, Adam and Issam Amour, Joshua Tasha and Alex Schaller. Schaller making his 4-man World Cup debut.
Just 600ths difference.
And the German team shuffling athletes around between the sleds, trying to make sure they get the perfect fit. Now, let's see if the driver, Adam Amour, gets in cleanly. He makes sure he does, really focuses on that. Good load, 492.
Nice.
All right, maybe just a fraction conservative there, maybe running it a step or two less, Adama Moore, to guarantee that he got in with no dramas.
You know, a couple of hundredths for a better load, a cleaner load, and hopefully better velocity is definitely worth it.
Yeah. 1700s up. He was 800s off silver, 1200s off gold. He's yet to win a World Cup four-man race.
The gap is growing. He is having a really good run here.
He really is. It's neat and tidy. Is it too neat and tidy? He's just not making mistakes, is he? That's a great run. 50.15. Not as quick as his first heat. In the first run, 50.15 would have left him 10th and not 3rd.
Just to note that that was a 50.15, and Grantins of Latvia had a 50.09.
Yeah, that's a hell of a run from Grantins, wasn't it?
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely epic stuff. Now, he did have fresher ice, but that shows that there is speed in the track. So all these sleds that come down 50.3, 50.6, 50.4, the speed was there. There's no question. The German drivers are excellent and the kit is exceptional. They have what they need.
We always say you need the push, you need the drive, and you need the equipment. And that's why the Germans are on the podium so often.
Yeah. And it's a virtuous circle. The more they win, the more money they attract, the more they can fund the coaching, the development of the sleds, and everything else. So, Adama Moore leads, 2 to go, and a near dead heat, 400s apart. Hansi Lochner, the two-time winner, and Francesco Friedrich, the first World Cup winner on this track in the current group of athletes.
They will be absolutely gunning for that gold medal.
489, 492, not quite as quick at the start. It's down to Lochner to unlock the gold. Bree Walker went for 3 in a row today. Let's see if Hansi can do it as well. It's a little meander from 3 to 4.
A bit early on, but
it's a clean run. It's not quite as quick as Roman Heinrich, but it's quicker than Adama Moore. He's pulling away. Moore fastest at this stage. Hansi not. The gap will come down. And then don't forget, Adama Moore had a big skid here. No, he didn't. It wasn't him, was it? It was Baumgartner. Moore was clean. Lochner only 3rd fastest. He'll be in front, but it's probably not enough for gold. Friedrich will have to give it away. 50.07. All right, so the track is not as fast as it was in the first heat.
You can see how much snow is there on the outrun now.
Lots of Jarvoling. It wasn't quite as quick as their first start, but a 492 is as quick as anybody has gone in this heat.
You've got to look at the coordination and just the pure adrenaline that must be going on there. We always seem to do things in bobsleigh, in the load, that we just do so naturally, and other people are like, how do you do that? And to be honest, it's just, when you're not given another choice, you get in that sled. Yeah,
but that's the rehearsal, isn't it? That is the practice. If you find an empty bobsled and try and climb in, it'll take you a minute, even if it is outside zigzags and you've had some lubricant. So our first heat leader, Francesco Friedrich, with Matthias Sommer, Alex Schuller and Felix Straub, looking for a 2nd straight World Cup win this season and a 2nd on this track in 2 years, 3 years. 3rd fastest start, 490. They match it, so they add another couple of hundreds over Lochner's crew, 600s in front. Neat and tidy in these opening few corners, and these are almost as important turns 1, 2 and 3 here as they are in Sigulda and Cortina. And look at the speed, he's already the quickest sled. That labyrinth was beautiful. But the gap's come down a little. Ooh, was he controlling it too much? The gap has come down to 300s. There was a clip there. Oh. Only the 5th best speed. Friedrich drops into the red. He skids from 13 to 14. It's going away from him. Is he going to take silver or bronze? It'll be silver for Friedrich by 200. And Hansi takes his hat trick.
Well done, Team Lochner. That was a great performance. You know, Friedrich had such a nice labyrinth there, and then he just had one too many mistakes after that point, and
listen, you know, this is what it is. This is, you know, the men's final at Wimbledon, final set. One miss-hit and the game is gone, and that was it. One tiny error.
Do you know what, though? I love that attitude. You can see that he's just a great sportsman and a very experienced one, because he's got out of the set and he's just kind of thought, do you know what? Not my day. It is what it is. We'll come back tomorrow.
Well, that's what happens when you've done 98 World Cup races and come away with 65 medals from them. And that's the 4-man alone. So he adds another to his tally. That is his 22nd 4-man silver medal.
You know you're doing all right in your career when a silver medal is a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah. 65th World Cup medal for Francesco Friedrich. And for our race winner, Johannes Lochner, his 16th career win.
Shout out to Records there, who we saw with the camera, always getting fantastic shots of all of the sleds and athletes in the IBSF. He is the most valued player.
None taken.
Oh, obviously apart from you.
No. I sit in the warm. He's tramping around all day long in all weathers. He absolutely is. So congratulations to Hansi Lochner and the crew. Yeah, Guile, indeed, fantastic. So Matthias Sommer with Alex Schuller and Felix Straub and Francesco Friedrich take the silver. It is Johannes Lochner, Torsten Margus, Jörn Wenzel and Georg Fleischhauer who take the gold. And the bronze medal, Adam Amor. And then look at the log jam behind. Baumgartner, Vogt, Hall, Kim, Follador, Norton, Vesselink. It was a very close race indeed. Some really standout performances. A couple where the drivers are going to be going, drat. But they come back tomorrow. A lot of them will have a very slightly different lineup in their 4-man sleds, but it will be the same track and the same discipline. And so you can use what you took today. Right, I'm going to get 7 sorted, or I'm going to get 13 sorted, or whatever it is. It's another day on ice, and when you don't have to move tracks, that's really important. So Lochner is our World Cup points leader. 2 wins and a silver to the 2 silvers and a gold of Friedrich. Adam Amor in 3rd place, ahead of Patrick Baumgartner, looking very consistent. And Kim Jin-soo as well for Korea. He's got to be a shout for some medals as well. Mickey Vogt, Brad Hall and the rest of them, they will hope to be closer in the games. I think it could be an absolutely fabulous 4-man race in Cortina. One thing is for certain, nobody is going to get 4 perfect runs out of that track. I don't think they exist. So it's going to be interesting to see who does the best job. And as ever, experience may be what counts. Well, thank you to you for watching. Thanks to Gail Nicol for sitting in with us and telling us the way it actually is instead of the way I think it probably is. That's it for today. 4-man race 1 is done. 4-man is back tomorrow. You'll see Adele tomorrow morning as the women's bobsleigh race gets underway at 09:30, 08:30 GMT, 03:30 Eastern. And then we will be back at 1:30 local time for 4-man race 2. For now, though, Johannes Lochner and the boys. Lochner always at the back. Francesco Friedrich and his crew in 2nd. And bronze for Adam Amor. It's an all-German podium. And the others are going to have to step up if they want to break that domination tomorrow. That's all for tomorrow. Have a good evening wherever you are. Good day, good afternoon, whatever. We'll see you tomorrow, 09:30 CET, 08:30 GMT, 03:30 Eastern for the women's bobsleigh.
Left and right. Almost ready. Adam, tell us, are you happy with this race?
Ja, auf jeden Fall. Es war das erste Mal, dass wir am Start sehr dicht dran waren, beziehungsweise mit dabei waren. Und ja, es war ein sehr, sehr gutes Rennen. Die Fahrten waren super. Die Jungs haben einen super Job gemacht. Im ersten hatte ich ein paar Probleme mit dem Einstieg, aber die haben sich trotzdem nicht aus der Ruhe bringen lassen. Und ich meine, Podestplatz ist immer ein guter Abschluss des Tages, würde ich sagen.
Are you having any new focus points now for Cortina coming up?
Also das Ziel ist erstmal, dass die Olympiabesatzung steht. Und wenn die steht, können wir uns besser einspielen und uns besser abstimmen auf Cortina. Bis dann haben wir noch ein bisschen Zeit.
And do you, for next week, is it good as the two men? What are you going to do there?
Eigentlich immer das Gleiche. Wir versuchen uns gut vorzubereiten. Sigulda ist jetzt, habe ich gemischte Gefühle. Also vor 2 Jahren lief es sehr gut. Letztes Jahr lief es nicht ganz so gut, würde ich mal sagen. Deswegen, Hauptsache, wir kommen da gesund durch erstmal.
Danke.
Danke auch.
Thank you, guys. Wow, they're all in line.